So let's say this home builder's got a whole neighborhood that they're building out, but this is one of the first homes that are being sold in that neighborhood. Let's say this is one of the first homes being sold in this neighborhood. Now, if they just had one home to sell and that's it and they're out, they'd probably negotiate on the price like a typical seller would. But when they've got 100 more homes that they want to sell in this neighborhood, when they sell a property for a lower price, that makes it more difficult to sell future properties for a higher price. So they want, and that's why home builders will a lot of times hold out for a full price or as close to full price as they can get, because especially when they're building out a whole neighborhood, that sets the bar, especially when this is a brand new neighborhood. It's the trickiest when it's the first couple of homes being sold in that neighborhood, when it's a new development, because this is a whole brand new neighborhood and you're wondering, okay, well, what are homes gonna sell for? Well, when that home builder can show, okay, this last home sold for this much money, that's now showing that, okay, this is what properties are selling for in this neighborhood. So they're probably gonna hold out for as close to full price, if not full price, as they can. Now, how do we negotiate then? There's more to negotiate off of than just price. And that's what you've got to remember when you're dealing with a home builder. Is the home builder, again, they want a full price because they're ultimately gonna be able to say that this home just sold for $350,000. But let's say it's $350,000 minus $25,000 in seller concessions. They might be saying, wait a minute, what? Seller concessions? So seller concessions, where the seller's conceding on something, where the seller's maybe paying for closing costs, where the seller's maybe paying for some sort of upgrade, where the seller is basically giving some sort of money. Maybe they're paying for homeowners association fee dues, or maybe if this is a condo development, maybe they're paying for condo fees, or maybe they're paying for, again, the list goes on of all these little costs, where they could still say it's a $350,000 sale price, but really when you take out the $25,000 that they conceded on, it's really like you got a $325,000 sale price. So that's where you're more likely to get the money from a home builder, is not off of the price, because they're gonna do everything they can to get that price as high as possible, because that's gonna help influence future sales. Now, when this is like one of the last homes in the neighborhood, you know, maybe then they'll negotiate on the price just because they want to get it sold and get it done and get out. But when you're in the beginning stages or even in the middle stages, that's where they want to try to keep that price as high as possible, but they're more likely to do concessions, maybe for closing costs, for title insurance, for fees, for association fees, for whatever it may be, for maybe upgrades onto the property. That's where they're more likely to negotiate. That's where they'll maybe accept a deal and get a really good deal. Would they sell this $350,000 property for $325,000? Probably no way that would happen, because now when they go forward to sell these other properties, they say, well, what about that one that only sold for $325,000? It's like, oh, well, we just negotiated a really good deal for them. Well, why can't you negotiate a good deal for me? So when somebody says, oh, what did that one sell for? Oh, that sold for $350,000. Oh, wow, okay, I guess, yeah, this is right in line with what it is that you're charging here. They don't see the concessions that existed there, and really that the net amount for the sale price of this, when you take out these concessions, was only $325,000. So it gets a good deal here. And now us as real estate professionals, it takes a little bit of brain power to be able to understand what's going on here. It takes even more brain power for not only us to communicate that to our clients, but for our clients to be able to understand this as well. So we have to make sure we're able to communicate with them that they want the higher price because they want to be able to sell the future homes for these higher prices. But where we're more likely to get a good deal, where we're going to have maybe some wiggle room where we could get some more money out of them, is through the seller concessions. And sometimes they'll have strings attached to this. Maybe it's that you're using their preferred home lender or title company or whatever the case may be. A lot of times these home builders will own these different entities as well, so that way they're able to make money off of the loan, off of the closing, off of all these different things. So if you're using these other companies, that means they're making more money, which is again where they might be willing to have more concessions about things like that.
You are watching
State of Real Estate. Every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time. Grow your real estate business. You're watching State of Real Estate.